Good evening, everybody. Brian here again with BMK Retro Gaming. And, well, tonight I have a bit of a treat for you guys. You see, March 10th is the day that Nintendo typically celebrates yearly as Mario Day. And, well, my channel only launched yesterday, March 12th, so better late than never, I guess. Anyway, I'm going to give you guys a bit of a review of the Atari VCS 2600 homebrew game, Princess Rescue. Now here we are with the cartridge. As you can see, it's copyright 2012, developed by homebrew developer Chris Spry. It's very nice. Looks Mario-esque character on the front. A few enemy characters, what looks like Bowser, who in this case has been renamed BJ there, and some help from the princess. So, not to drag this out too much, I'm going to get it up and running, and we're going to go to the game. Go ahead and insert that in my Mattel Television system changer, which tends to load Atari VCS 2600 cartridges backwards. Plug her up and get you guys positioned to take a look. I think that will work. Okay. Here's our basic startup screen. It's a pretty nice one. Mario going in and out through a castle. Well, a Mario-esque character. It's not a direct rip-off or how you would say exactly clone of Super Mario Brothers for the Nintendo NES. Though it was certainly inspired by it. The yellow bricks right here give you a coin apiece. There's a Goomba, or as they've been renamed in this case, fungi or fungi. The yellow bricks will give you both a coin apiece for each hit, and occasionally, like that, a power-up, such as the super power-up. The red bricks are like regular bricks and sometimes contain special items or their own power-ups. There we go, there's a cosmic power about the same as a Starman. And there we go, the second power-up, which is the same as getting a fire flower, known as the, it's just the fireball throwing power, in this case. There's another cosmic power. Oh, and yes, one of our turtle enemies, they're named Pokies in this one. Which is kind of ironic, as that was the name of the yellow and green cactus, segmented cactus type enemies in Super Mario Brothers 2. And unfortunately here, the game has you running on a timer just like the original, so let's try one more time. There, I'd hit a save point by getting that one pipe. The jumping for Mario is pretty good here. Unfortunately, there's not really a two-player mode, so no Luigi, which is, I guess, another good reason for it to be named Princess Rescue rather than to be named Super Mario Brothers. There were also intellectual property reasons why Mr. Spry decided to change things like the various enemy names and other elements. Darn, I don't usually die this much on this thing starting out, but we'll try one more time. And you can see the level design is not quite the same as the original, though it is mostly original level design, though it does kind of mimic the original Nintendo NES Super Mario Brothers level design style and gameplay to a degree. Oh, that was a silver coin, which awards you with the same as 4 coins at one time. By the way, once you fill up on the right there, your coin counter, you end up getting an extra life. Okay, and here we go with World 1-2, which does indeed resemble to a fair degree the layout of World 1-2 in the original Nintendo NES Super Mario Bros. Oh, by the way, when you have the ability to shoot fireballs, you do that by pressing up on your joystick. That little green item is about the same as a 1-up mushroom, except for it is technically well, it's called a 1-up vegetable in this case. And there we go, our little plants, which were I forget what they were actually called in the original game at the moment, but in this case they were renamed to Audrey 3s, kind of after the Audrey 2 carnivorous plant in the Rick Moranis film Little Shop of Horrors, which is great. If you guys haven't seen it, you should check it out. But anyway, the Audrey 3s in this case do not really shoot fireballs as some do in the original Nintendo NES Super Mario Brothers and other games in the franchise. There's another pokey red shell this time. Oh! Well, at least I had the extra life in this case. Not usually this bad at this type of platform game, but, well, can't do perfect on them all. And of course there's the flagpole, which still, of course, awards you with an extra points for however high you manage to get it at. We go 1-3. This is a sky-based level, and as you guys might see, the power-up bricks are, in this case, red, rather than yellow for whatever reason. Oh! Well, that's the end of that one. Anyway, so that's about as much gameplay as I'm going to get into this video at one time. Okay, so very good little game there. I would love to show you guys much more gameplay, but as it goes, I'm afraid that my phone has only so much memory it can do at one time. Anyway, the game used to be available through the Atari Age store, which is a wonderful place to find your homebrews for the Atari 2600 VCS, along with some others. But Nintendo caught wind of it, and due to, I think it was mostly the music track, they sued over their intellectual property rights, and it had to be discontinued. These days you can find it either as a playable game ROM, you'll pay a pretty penny to get an aftermarket copy, and you might just run across an original copy in your local thrift shop, though not very good chances of that, I wouldn't believe. Me personally, I got it through a seller who was selling it as a reproduction cartridge, which, to be honest with you, when they try to pass it off as the real deal, is a direct form of piracy. I'm not cool with it in that case, but this seller was straight up that it is a reproduction, and it is indeed the same game with no real changes. And he also does some of some unreleased prototypes for the Atari VCS 2600 back in the day. Good Luck Charlie Brown, Garfield. I'm not sure if it had a more distinct title than just Garfield. And I guess they weren't released due to the 1983 market and industry crash. But anyway, besides playable game ROMs and the reproductions, well, these games would probably pretty much disappear forever, and they are a decent way to own a physical copy of these types of games. If you want to do it without spending a whole lot and can find a good honest seller. Personally, to Nintendo, I'd like to tell you guys, I, among others, love what you do and what you have done. You do great work, but your stance on things like emulation and homebrew games, you guys could possibly stand to lighten up a bit. I mean, a lot of times a homebrew game is more or less just some fan art. I mean, if I'd been in you guys' shoes, I'd have been like, well, at least somebody was inspired enough by my original work that they decided to create their own based on it some, and that's basically what Mr. Spry did here. And with emulation, well, Nintendo, if you guys were releasing more besides just the little minis to emulate your old libraries, there probably wouldn't be much need for many other emulators for them. So maybe you guys could stand to lighten up a bit on that and all. And anyway, this is a really great game. If you can get a chance to get your hands on a copy or the ROM and play it, I highly recommend it. Also, my friends and fellow YouTubers, Brian Puddin of Brian's Man Cave, and Pixel Paisa, I hope he'll comment and correct me if I mispronounce that, features it in videos on their own YouTube channels, and I will go ahead and leave some links to those so you guys can check them out if you like. Don't forget to have your YouTubers spayed or neutered to help control the YouTuber population. Wait a minute, what am I supposed to be here? Bob Barker? Okay, don't do that. We wouldn't like it. Anyway, if you guys enjoy my content, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And I'm always open to feedback, so feel free to comment. Leave any questions or suggestions in the comments section. And I will catch you guys in the next video.